Thank you all for coming out today. Obviously, Coach Hurley's made the decision to take on the head coaching position at the University of Connecticut. And with that, I certainly wish him well. I've enjoyed our partnership and our friendship over the last 6 years, and very appreciative of what we've been able to build, what he's been able to build, the quality of player he's been able to bring here. And so with that, I wish him all the best. That said, the process for our search has already begun, and I'm very excited and thrilled about the quality of candidates that have already reached out and expressed interest in our program. And that's a tribute to what we have been able to build here over the last 6 years. And I'm very, very excited about that. We're going to continue to look for someone to build on what is in place and help this grow. Our goals have not changed. We want to be the best program in the Atlantic 10. And even more than that, we want to get to a Final Four someday. And we think we have the facilities, the staff, the budget, the conference, the players to help us get there. And that's, again, that goal has not changed. A friend once told me that there are more great coaches than there are great programs. And we've built a great program. And so we are going to go out and find a coach with the same excitement, desires, aspirations, expectations that we currently have in place here at Rhode Island. Before I answer any questions, I do want to thank our students, our fans, President Dooley, the university leadership, faculty and staff, state leadership. People have really stepped up to make this a special place, a special program. When I think about the crowds that have been out supporting our program, our guys, it makes this a very special place. So I'm really sorry that we have to go through this because, again, I think the world of Dan. But that said, I promise that we are going to find a great coach to continue to move us forward. So with that, open it up. Frank? You know, I think that's a question you're going to have to ask Dan. I think we put together a great package. And again, I think this is a job that we certainly are proud of. And it's a job that we want to find someone and think we can build a destination job.
Is it realistic to think that the University of Rhode Island can compete with Pittsburgh in terms of
In my realization, it certainly is.
what is the timeline of him telling you that he's
Dan and I have a very good relationship, and he's been very transparent with me throughout this whole process. So, you know, he's kept me in the loop throughout, and as it relates to this particular situation, we talked Sunday night, we talked again Monday, we talked again Tuesday, we talked again yesterday. Actually, we did not talk yesterday, we texted yesterday, talked again this morning. So he's been keeping me in the loop throughout.
Is this difficult for him?
That's a question you'd have to ask him, Kevin.
Yeah. Can you sense that?
Oh, I think he's an emotional guy, and he loves our players and loves what he's built. So, yeah, he's, you know, he's. I'm sure it's very difficult.
What can you tell us about the offer that you made to try to have him stay?
Yeah, it was an aggressive offer, and one that we felt really good about, and one that we, you know, dealt with and talked about internally. That we think that if we were going to continue to attract or keep Dan at URI, we're going to have to get aggressive. We've done that, and I have zero regrets on the offer that we made.
Parts of that offer, are those still on the table for the next coach?
Parts of it for sure. You know, we'll look at every negotiation individually, but you know, in terms of things like renovating West Gym to become a practice facility, that hasn't changed. I mean, that's something that's been our desire for a while, and we're going to keep working on that. We know that's the next step of what we have to invest in. We've made some significant investments in facility upgrades over the last, you know, six years, and we're not going to stop.
How do you balance keeping the train going with what you have now with players and recruits with an internal hire versus big picture hiring from outside of the program, maybe thinking more long term?
You know, we met with the players this morning. Dan met with them first, I met with them second, and our players know that we care, we love them, and we want them to be here. David Cox, who is the only candidate that I'll mention by name because I asked his permission to do so, is somebody that I admire and respect. We are going to go through a full national search, so that is part of the deal. We're not just going to name a person without going through the search. But David's reached out to all our recruits just to let them know what the process looks like, and I've certainly made myself available to that as well.
There was a report that Cox has a coach in waiting portion in his contract. Is that true?
It's not a coach in waiting per se, as there is additional compensation in there that if if he's not named head coach, then he will receive additional compensation. I didn't really name it. I never do name an interim head coach, Frank, because we plan on moving quickly. Now, that said, he's my go-to, and the players know he's our go-to. The staff knows he's our go-to, and he's agreed to accept that role.
Do you think that you have been a little more proactive in some of the things that Dan, according to Dan, that came out of confidence?
No. I think we've done a great job as a university. No regrets. Zero regrets.
Or to follow up on that, financially, would you have been in a position to maybe present this offer at the end of last season or maybe earlier this season?
You know, I'm really I'm proud of what the university's done as it relates to our men's basketball program in terms of the investments we've made and the way we continue to step up and grow. And as I said, I have no regrets. And Dan also, I don't like speaking for anybody, but again, he and I talk a lot, and he's been very grateful and gracious about the investments that have been made, and he knows that, as is the place anywhere, it takes time to build certain things. And as long as we continue to reinvest in the program, that was a really good solution, and I think it's paid off.
And in terms of maybe some of the donors who you spoke to personally, were their contributions tied specifically to him remaining head coach, or were those going to be tied to the next head coach?
It's a great question. I'd like to think their connections are with the university, and we've had a lot of different coaches that have been here, but obviously there was a sense of urgency that we wanted to put our best foot forward. So we hope that we can continue with the relationships that have been in place with some of these people, these outside folks that want to help, and because and I hope this comes across the right way. I mean, their intent was to help the University of Rhode Island basketball program. And we all certainly felt, and he's shown, that Dan played a great role in that.
Or with the job that Dan has done, how different will the coaching search be this time around in terms of the job and details of the whole, especially with the program?
I'm smiling because that's a great question. We're in a different place. And that's, again, a tribute to Dan, to the university, to our students, our fans. We're in a very different place than where we were 6 years ago. When you think about some of the APR challenges, some of the other issues that Dan inherited and we all had to work our way through, that's why I think our job is so appealing right now, because there's been a lot of hard work that's been put in by a lot of different people to really make this a very, very appealing job for a lot of people. You go back and look, I mean, again, I don't like to speak, I'll speak for myself. I mean, Dan and I talked a lot about, we did it here, we can do it here. You know, there's been things that were done that had never been done here before. We've proven that, and that's only 6 years. And I'm not meant to be disrespectful of Jim Barron and the group before. We had some hiccups that ended down the last couple of years. So it took 6 years to build something. Took 5 years to build something. And now we just can't go backwards. You got to keep growing it.
How would you describe the atmosphere here surrounding this? Would you say, among the staff and among the whole campus, resigned, or is it, this is a fact of life, of basketball life?
I think there's probably a lot of, it's too bad, disappointment. I mean, what Dan did and the staff did and the players did was pretty special, and so obviously we would have loved for him to stay. So I'm guessing there's some of that. I know I'm a little bummed. I mean, I loved working with him, and I loved the idea of where we were going to get to. But that said, I mean, Rhode Island has a long, strong basketball tradition and history, and we've had people that have been excited about our program for a long time. So again, I think the fact that we're in position to go find another great coach is part of the world we live in.
Given that long, strong tradition, respectfully, what does it take to make Rhode Island a destination for coaches, as opposed to the stepping stone? Is it facilities? Is it salaries?
I think it's all those things. I think it's certainly quality of life. It's the opportunity. That's one thing. That's over here. That's important. But then I think it's having a chance to be successful. It kind of goes back to what I said before. When Dan said to me at the beginning of this season, we can do this here. We've done it. We can keep growing it. That's what people want to see. They want to know that this isn't just a place you can come and make a good living and live by the beach. This is a place that you can go win championships. And that's our expectation. And that's, with expectation comes this partnership that I keep referring to. I don't expect the coaches to have to come in here and do this by themselves. It's a support and partnership from the university, from the athletic director, from the coach, and their staff, and the athletic staff to build something special. So there has to be that understanding that you can achieve at the highest possible level here. And where we were last year, a game away from the Sweet 16, where we were this year, with a lot of firsts that we've never done before as a program, and a couple of big trophies. I think people see that now.
In terms of the search, the machinery of the search, you guys use a search firm or who will be on your committee?
Yeah, we will not use a search firm. Similar to the way we did it last year. We do follow the university's process, but I'm very happy to say that although we follow it, we move very quickly. So I'll put together, is it a search committee? Sure, it's more of an advisory group of people that I trust, that are already spending a lot of time with me, probably more so than they'd like to, and that will continue over the next week or two. So I expect, again, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks before we can be back here and naming our new coach. That's my goal. Obviously, anything can happen, but that's certainly my intent.
You wouldn't be doing your job, I guess, if you didn't have a name in your back pocket throughout all those names. As the coaching carousel goes, how proactive do you have to be with so many moving parts this time of year?
I think you're always, I laugh because it is really true, although I'd like to think I'm a little bit more progressive in the fact that my list is on my computer and not in my desk drawer. You have to have that list, and you have to have those contacts, and you have to be talking to people. And let's be honest, you all know that Dan's name has come up before, and so can't sit back and hope and can't sit back and wait. So yeah, we have a list, and I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of people that I rely on, and contacts in this business, and people that represent coaches that we can talk to and been talking to. So what I don't want to do is limit myself to one person. I want to be able to just go out and find that right fit.
Well, we saw UMass and UCONN, particularly last offseason, go through some struggles trying to hire a coach, and they still both ended up with head coaches who had been in the NCAA tournament. Is that sort of maybe the floor, the standard that you're going to look for?
I think it's fit. I think it's someone that has been part of championship programs. I think, head coaching experience is always great, but it's, every head coach started as an assistant at some point. So I think there's a lot of that. It's also going to be, someone that comes in and really wants to continue to partner with us to build on something. I'm not looking for quick fixes. That's why I'm so thrilled about what we've been able to build here over the last 6 years. Dan's not a quick fix guy. I've used the term house of cards. We're not a house of cards. We are built on a solid foundation with incredible investment and incredible facilities. And again, with a desire to not stop. We want to keep building on these things.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not overly aggressive.
I think it's about what we did last time. And again, it could be 3, but I certainly hope not. I think I can assure you that I will be doing nothing else between now and then. And again, the people that I mentioned will unfortunately be doing nothing else between now and then either. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Go Rhode.